Hi everyone, welcome back to Round World. Today we're starting week 6 of our 8-week development plan focusing on defensive transition. The goal of this session is to teach players how to react immediately after losing possession, apply pressure, and regain control quickly. We'll break down how to stop counterattacks, recover a defensive shape, and force the opponent into mistakes. Let's dive into the main principles, sub-principles, and the 5 W's for today's session. To improve defensive transition, we're focusing on the following principles. Apply immediate pressure on the ball. Delay the counterattack. To achieve these principles, players will focus on the following sub-principles. Press to regain or prevent progress of the ball, slow down, and dictate the opponent. To achieve these sub-principles, players will focus on the following actions. Pressing, challenging, delaying, adapting body shape, and covering. Here's a breakdown of what we're working on today. What? We need to improve applying immediate pressure on the ball after losing possession. Where? Middle third. Who? Players 6, 8, 7, and 10. When? When we lose the ball, our 6, 8, 7, and 10 look to apply immediate pressure and delay the attack. Why? To improve team behavior and defensive transitions. This warm-up activates technical skills while reinforcing immediate pressing after losing possession. Here's the setup. Players 8. Space and dimensions 10 by 10 yards. Duration and sets 10 minutes split into 2 sets. Work and recovery 5 minutes of work, 1 minute recovery. Constraints none. Method of scoring none. Now that the setup is clear, let's move into phase 1. Players pass to their right or left. After passing, they immediately press the receiver, replicating a turnover and applying pressure. The receiving player must stay composed, protect the ball, and find the next pass under pressure. After 3 minutes, players can count how many successive ball recoveries they make to stay competitive and engaged. This phase improves reaction time, defensive transitions, acceleration, and deceleration, preparing players for the next stage. Building on phase 1. This phase introduces a defender inside the grid, increasing intensity and focus on defensive transitions and quick reactions. Let's move into phase 2. The blue team keeps possession by passing back and forth inside the grid. One red defender is inside the grid, trying to win the ball and pass it to their red teammates outside. If the red defender wins possession, they must pass to a red teammate to complete the transition. The blue player who lost possession becomes a new defender, rotating the roles. If the ball goes out of bounds, the coach plays a new ball to the team that won possession, keeping the flow of play. This warm-up improves pressing, ball recovery, and quick transitions, building defensive reactions and fitness for game situations. Let's move into Activity 1, a modified game form designed to improve defensive transitions by focusing on pressing and regaining possession quickly. Here's the setup. Objective: improve transition from attack to defense. Number of players: 5 versus 3 to 5 versus 7. Space and dimensions: 20 by 20 yards to 40 by 50 yards. Duration and sets: 15 to 20 minutes split into 2 sets. Work and recovery: 7 minutes of work followed by 1 minute recovery. Constraints none. Method of scoring: blue team 7 passes in the small box or score in mini goals after winning possession. Red team 1 point for winning the ball in the small grid and completing 7 passes in the outside grid. Now that the setup is clear, let's move into Activity 1. The coach plays the ball into a small grid where the 5 blue players keeps possession against 2 red defenders. The blue team earns a point for completing 7 passes inside the grid. If the red team wins possession, they earn a point and transition the game to the outside grid. The blue team immediately transitions to defense, trying to win the ball back and score in one of the mini goals. The coach restarts play with a new ball after a goal or if the ball goes out. When to coach: provide feedback in the flow to ensure players stay engaged. How to coach: encourage and support players by reinforcing key cues and desired behaviors. What to coach: use keywords to help players focus on key actions during the activity. Pressing: apply immediate pressure when possession is lost to force quick decisions from the opponent. Challenging: step in aggressively to win the ball while staying balanced and composed. Delaying: slow down the opponent's attack by cutting off passing lanes and forcing them into tight spaces. Adapting body shape: maintain proper positioning to adjust quickly based on the opponent's movement. Covering: provide defensive support by staying compact and covering teammates pressing the ball. This activity improves pressing, defensive recovery, and transition speed, replicating real game scenarios. Let's move into Activity 2, A modified game form focused on improving defensive transitions by reinforcing immediate pressure, delaying attacks, and winning the ball back quickly. Here's the setup. Objective: improve defensive transitions. Number of players: 4v2 to 6v5 plus goalkeeper. Space and dimensions: 20 by 20 yards to 50 by 45 yards. Duration and sets: 21 minutes split into 3 sets. Work and recovery: 5 minutes of work followed by 2 minutes recovery. Constraints: none. Method of scoring: blue team mini goals, red team big goal. Now that the setup is clear, let's move into activity 2. The coach plays the ball into a small grid where the blue team 7, 10, 6, and 8 must keep possession in a 2v4 situation under pressure. The red team 6 and 8 presses aggressively to win the ball back quickly. Once the red team wins possession, the game transitions into a 5v6 plus goalkeeper scenario where the red team follows week 5 counterattacking principles, moving the ball forward quickly to explode space and finish fast. The blue team must recover, reorganize, and apply defensive principles to delay the attack and win back possession. If the red team scores in the big goal, play resets with a new ball from the coach. If the blue team wins the ball back, they transition and score in the mini goals to simulate transitioning out of pressure. Focus on key points during the activity. Immediate pressure: react instantly after losing possession, pressing the ball carrier to slow the attack and force mistakes. Body shape and positioning: stay balanced, adjust quickly, and force opponents into less dangerous areas. Compactness: quickly reorganize as a unit, staying compact vertically and horizontally to cut passing lanes. Recovery runs: sprint back into defensive positions, tracking runners to stop the counter. Decision making under pressure: communicate and choose whether to press aggressively, delay, or force a mistake. This activity helps the blue team develop defensive awareness and compactness, preparing them for real game defensive transitions. This activity simulates real-game defensive transitions, challenging the blue team to react quickly after losing possession while maintaining compact defensive shape. Here's the setup. Objective: improve defensive transition. Players: 5v5 plus goalkeepers and 2 neutrals. Space and dimensions: half field. Duration and sets: 20 minutes split into 2 sets. Work and recovery: 8 minutes of work followed by 2 minutes recovery. Constraints: none. Method of scoring: big goals. Now that the setup is clear, let's move into activity 3. The play starts from either goalkeeper. Both teams compete for possession, applying the defensive transition principles emphasized in this session. Blue team: when they lose the ball, they must react immediately, applying pressure, staying compact, organizing defensively to delay the attack, and regain possession. Red team: if they win possession, they look to exploit the transition and finish the attack. Neutral players 2 and 11 act as free players to create overloads and assist in attacking transitions. This activity reinforces immediate pressure and maintaining team compactness, bringing together all defensive transition principles covered in this session. Today's session focused on defensive transition, emphasizing immediate pressure, staying compact, recovering quickly after losing possession. Players worked on pressing aggressively, delaying the opponent's attack, and reorganizing defensively to regain control, while also reinforcing the counterattacking principles from week 5. If you found this session helpful, check out our 8-week development plan for more structured training ideas. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Round World for weekly coaching sessions. See you next time.